After the miraculous feeding of 5,000 people with just 5 loaves and 2 fish, the crowds were in awe. They wanted to make Jesus their king, but Jesus knew that wasn't his mission. His kingdom was not of this world. So he dismissed the people and told his disciples,
Get into the boat and go ahead of me to the other side.
even in the growing dusk, his voice carried calm authority, an invitation to trust. The disciples obeyed without question. They gathered their nets, pushed the boat from the sand, and watched as the water rose to meet them. The last light of day shimmered on the lake's surface, golden, peaceful, still. They didn't yet know that before dawn, that same water would test their faith like never before. As the boat drifted away, Jesus remained on the shore. The waves lapped quietly at his feet. He stood there in solitude, serene, unhurried, already turning his gaze toward the hills where he would pray. While the world around him dimmed into night, the Son communed with the Father. From afar, the disciples' boat became just a faint silhouette against the darkening horizon. The sea stretched wide beneath a sky of deep violet, where the first stars began to flicker. It was a moment of perfect stillness, the kind that comes before the storm. The Sea of Galilee is known for sudden, violent storms, and that night, the disciples found themselves in the middle of one. They were far from land, battered by waves, the wind against them. Hour after hour, they rode in the darkness, their muscles aching, their hearts filled with fear. They were fishermen, yes, but even seasoned sailors can be humbled by the fury of the sea. And Jesus wasn't there, at least not yet. Matthew tells us that, in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus came to them walking on the sea. Imagine it, the wind howling, the sea roaring, and out of the darkness, a figure approaches, calm and steady, untouched by the chaos around him. The disciples were terrified. They thought it was a ghost. They cried out in fear, and Jesus said 3 short sentences.
Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid.
And the storm within them begins to calm. But one voice rose above the rest, Peter's.
Lord, if it is really you, command me to come to you on the water.
And Jesus said one word.
Come.
For a moment, Peter does the impossible. His feet meet the surface, and he walks, not on stone, not on sand, but on the waves themselves. Every step is an act of trust. Every step defies reason. But then, the wind roars louder, the waves rise higher. And in that instant, faith falters and fear wins. He begins to sink.
Lord, save me.
And immediately, Jesus reaches out and says,
You of little faith, why did you doubt?
Jesus never lets go of those who reach for him. When they stepped into the boat, the wind stopped. The waves settled. The sea became still again. And those in the boat worshiped him, saying, Truly, you are the Son of God. This was the first time the disciples openly declared Jesus as the Son of God. Not after he fed thousands, not after he healed the sick, but after he revealed his power in the middle of their fear. Because faith often grows not in comfort, but in storms. This story isn't just about a miracle on the water. It's about trust. It's about where we place our eyes when the waves rise around us. The storm represents every fear, every trial, every uncertainty we face. The boat represents our comfort zone, the place we cling to for safety. And stepping out, like Peter, means daring to trust God beyond what we can control. When Peter focused on Christ, he walked on what should have drowned him. When he looked away, he sank. But even then, Jesus didn't let him fall. That's grace. Not the absence of failure, but the presence of a hand that always reaches out to lift us again. Every one of us will face storms, moments when the wind is against us and the night feels endless. But in those moments, we are never truly alone. Jesus still walks on the waves. He still whispers. And when we cry out, Lord, save me, his hand is always there. Immediate, steady, sure. May we learn, like Peter, to keep our eyes on Jesus, to step out in faith even when the waves are high. If you enjoyed this reflection, don't forget to subscribe for more stories and teachings from the life of Christ. Until next time. Keep your eyes on the one who walks upon the water.